All right. Hello, hello, and happy Saturday, everybody. Listen, I've got a great show for you. You guys get to be the first listeners to hear none other than my partner, Miss Becky Coins. I am going to pass this over to her today, you guys. She's super nervous, but I told her, hey, we're all family, right, KUMV? We're all family. You mess up, hey, laugh about it and tell them you know what I meant. That's what you just got to do, right, Becky? You could do this, girl.
Okay. Yes, I got it.
All right. So anyways, she's going to be bringing on some of her past clients and friends, and they're going to tell an honest review and opinion of how she did. And let me tell you something. They don't go easy on her, that's for sure. So I'm going to let you go ahead and introduce none other than your client, part of the Welcome Home team. Miss Becky's part of the Welcome Home team, and this is her client that she assisted that was told he would never, and him and his wife would never buy a home. Go ahead and take it over, Miss Becky.
Why, thank you, Mo. Yes, I am a little nervous. I'm fine taking second fiddle. I don't know about this leading the charge, but okay, we'll give it a whirl. Good morning, everybody. I am very excited to bring on Mr. Tayton. We had a nice, interesting home buying experience, I will say, with
to
them.
say the least.
Yes. How are you doing today, Tayton?
Doing very well, thank you.
I'm very excited to have you guys here.
Hey, I'm glad to be here and help you out with your show.
There we go.
Well, thank you. And I know you guys didn't go easy on me then. You're not going to go easy on me now.
Hey, I just kind of sat back and I was just partly passenger for most of the ride.
The driver is staying silent over here, just so y'all know. That would be his wife.
A strong silent type every now and then.
Yes, very much so. So I just want you guys to kind of tell your story a little bit. When you guys came to me, I know you guys were in a rental property. It wasn't the first one. You guys have had several rental properties and had a couple of experiences where the landlord wants to get rid of the house or whatever the situation may be, and you guys have to get another house. So when you guys first came, when you guys first came, you wanted a rental.
Originally it was just kind of a short-term thing. We were planning on making a move out of state, and then our daughter chose to start college at UNLV, and we're proud of her for that. We support her 100%.
Go Rebels.
Absolutely. Running Rebels. So our landlord that we were renting from at the time came to us. She said she was trying to sell off of all of her properties in Las Vegas. She said she was done with the rental business and offered us the opportunity to buy the home we were renting from her. She requested that we would use her realtor and her lending agent, and once we went through the initial process with them, they came back and kind of laughed at us and said there was absolutely no chance.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me the lender was like, not only not today, but like never.
Yeah, they said that they couldn't see it happening anywhere in the near future.
And I want to jump in and say something. I don't see that as a good idea to use your landlord's realtor and her lender. I've had my neighbors have a very bad experience with that. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but why would you want somebody that's supposed to have your best interest at heart representing the person that's signing their paycheck? I personally think if you're listening out there and that's the situation, even if you don't, call us, I feel like you need to call your own realtor and definitely get your own lending. And do you agree with that, Tayton, now that you went?
100%.
What happened with that?
So the only reason why we were in agreement originally to try and use her team that she wanted us to was she had made some verbal promises with us that sounded like it would actually benefit everyone involved. And once we started speaking to the team she wanted us to speak with, it just kind of seemed like it was all a smokescreen to really
like they didn't necessarily have your guys' best interest.
Yeah.
They just wanted to get their deal taken care of.
They were looking for something quick and easy, pretty much like, cash in hand, right out the door, sign the papers, and it'd be a slam dunk on their end. But
and that's something else. Whenever you're turning around and you're going to buy the property that you have been renting in, not to say this is what they were up to, but I will say this. More than likely, like if you get your own realtor, guess what she's going to do or he's going to do? They're going to say, hey, listen, we want to credit out the gate your security deposit back, and we want to go after closing costs because, hey, we've been great renters with you this whole time. So
Some
that's
people
something,
forget that.
Right? Or maybe the agent that's representing both the seller mainly might forget it. And do you know what I mean? I'm just saying. So that's good. So you guys decided, hey, we have a friend and we have a great realtor that that we know, none other than Becky Coins, and that's when you guys called her?
Absolutely. We knew she was starting the realtor business, and obviously we are those that would love to help out friends, and it's nice when friends are also reciprocal in that nature.
And you've known her 20 years, and you know that she handles all her business.
Yes, family parties, holiday events.
The union rep.
Yeah, yeah.
At your wife's job.
Representing me in a couple of instances and just being absolutely amazing all around. We love this girl.
Right on.
Oh, yeah. She was our she was our only witness at our wedding as well. I just was reminded about that.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. So just so you guys know, we are completely transparent on this
Yes.
show. These are very good friends of Rebecca Coins. But let me tell you something. Miss Coins does her thing in real estate. She has always been that kind of person. I personally worked with Rebecca as well. And that's why I knew she was going to be amazing.
I'm going to interrupt you. Rebecca, now you're calling me Rebecca.
Well,
See?
that's your real estate name.
I'm
It's a little
teasing.
too formal
I'm
for me.
teasing because they said
That's
that
her
earlier.
real estate name.
They said that earlier.
One thing about you, Rebecca, or Becky, as we call you, you always stayed on top of everything. You always knew the guidelines. You always knew what, to do, what you couldn't do. So I knew that when you got in this space of real estate, nothing was going to slide past not Miss Becky, honey. So that's why I'm so glad that they called you, because I knew you guys would be in amazing hands. And so let me stop that.
And I do
Okay.
want to say
Go
that
ahead.
we, as well as far back as we go, we do have other friends that are in real estate, and they
That's a
didn't
good point.
go with them either. I'm hoping that they knew that I would be very thorough and that I would handle their situation.
And did she do that?
100%. She was the calm to our worries all throughout the short process, actually. It was surprisingly how quick she was able to help us be able to land our home.
I may have strong-armed you a little bit, too. Once you guys were told no, I think you guys backed off because you were very insistent on a rental. And I think at that point I said, hey, just give my guy a call. Please give Anthony a call and just let Anthony look at your file, because I know you may have been told no, but my lender doesn't do that.
No. And we were backing off because it was so discouraging just hearing from her lender, hearing from her realtor that
Her meaning the landlord's realtor.
the landlord, correct.
landlord.
Yeah, apologies. That there was absolutely no chance for us. So at that point in time, it almost felt like we were stuck living in the land of rentals for the rest of our life.
No, not the land of rentals.
So I know that when we were going through your process, obviously there was the situation because we're buying the rental that you were living in. But in addition to that, I know that you guys had a couple of credit challenges where one party was looking good, but the other one had a little bit of credit challenge.
Yeah. And that was when, I believe, Gennaro, correct?
Yes.
That you hooked us
Oh,
up
yes.
with. And he is a wizard. I am absolutely amazed. We are absolutely amazed at the things he was able to accomplish for us to help clean up the credit line that was kind of holding us back. And it was, we went from being told absolutely not, there's no chance in the world that you can buy a home, to we signed on our house with you 2 months later.
Absolutely. And I want to say something. That is a very common challenge. Life happens, right? So our credit goes up, down, all around. I paid my car off, Becky, and thought that was going to help my credit.
Not always.
And do you know it dropped
Drop down.
100 points? So we just don't know the rhyme, reason, or riddle with this, right? But Gennaro does. And so, his wife, who refuses to get on with us, by the way, she just was telling me, Mo, my credit's like the highest it's ever been in my life. And he's still going. So he's awesome. He's amazing. He does it quickly. We don't have time the Welcome Home team. We don't have time to drag people along with a $20 payment, $60 payment.
Yeah.
We don't have time for that. People need their homes because rates are going up, up, and up, right?
Yes.
Now, Anthony, let's pivot on back to Anthony. I want to talk about your experience with our team lender that Miss Becky hooked you up with, Mr. Valentino.
So sadly, I didn't have as much interaction with him as my wife did. She's, like I said, she's going to run the silent line today. But from what I gathered from our interactions, from our conversations, actually, I should say, about everything going on, is he was very quick to respond. She was hounding him regularly for information, and
As we tend to do.
Right.
and it was really nice. Even though there's a time difference between us and him, he still got back to her in a really good amount of time. Didn't make us wait too long for those really hard questions that we had and the concerns we had to go along with it.
And I'm glad you brought that up. So I had one client, remember, they thought that we were, she goes, I thought you guys were a fraud because he's out of state, right? Yes. So I want to just clear that up real quick. So you're right. Anthony is in Hawaii, but that's actually a benefit for my clients. He's from Las Vegas, lived here his whole life, and just moved to Hawaii a couple years ago. But here's the benefit in that. Anthony answers phone calls, right? From 6 in the morning till 8 p.m. Mm-hmm. He's talking to my clients who get off work and then they talk to him about their loans all the way up till 8 o'clock at night because guess what? It's only like, 5 or 6 in Hawaii.
Yep.
So it's been actually a blessing that he's available all those hours, like you were saying, Tayton, right?
Oh, yeah. And it wasn't just phone calls. It was text messages he'd respond to really quickly, and it was really nice. The whole experience was totally different, even though we, yes, got frustrated at times. It wasn't with Becky. Right. It was more with dealing with our landlord's realtor and her company. The
process was a little
just
stressful,
say,
but we
Thanks for taking that word out of his mouth. Yeah. I was like, this is a public radio station here, Tayton.
Let's just say there was some high tensions and some anger flares on my end.
There was a few moments there.
It was more of frustration and feeling hopeless,
right? And on that note, I want to reach out and say you're listening to the Welcome Home Show. Monique Buchanan here, and of course, Miss Rebecca Coins as well. We've got some past clients on. They're talking about their experience with my Welcome Home team, Rebecca Coins, and how she treated them, who she put them, who she got them in the hands of. None other than our team lender, Anthony. You guys have heard him many times. If you are buying or selling or thinking of doing either, we are here to help. 702-984-3700. 702-984-3700. WelcomeHomeWithMonique.com is the website, and the YouTube channel is Monique Buchanan Real Estate. You guys, we sell in all 50 states and in 24 countries, okay? We've got you covered. We'll get you in the best hands possible. But go on and let me not stop this. Go ahead, Rebecca. Take it away. You're doing great.
You're so funny. So I know that one of the other things I wanted to touch on is while your wife is now a nurse and very solid, but you are in the service industry.
I am.
So you are a tipped employee.
Yes, I am. And that was another one of our concerns. Obviously, our paychecks and the amount of money we make doesn't always fully reflect our annual income. And that was a big hurdle and a big concern that we had going into this is how are we going to show that we actually are making enough money to where we can qualify for the home loan so we could sign and have our first actual home.
So Anthony was pretty good at walking you guys through and explaining to you guys what to do to handle that hurdle.
Absolutely. It was just a couple small minor adjustments on my end that I needed to do. And it was 2 months. We were able to show what we needed to be able to prove that we were financially capable and able of affording the home that
because it is very frustrating for a lot of people in the industry who know they can afford it, but you go talk to these lenders and they just kind of shrug you off because
you're not a slam dunk.
You're not a slam dunk. And that's what our team, I think, specializes in is not hey, everybody's grateful for a slam dunk.
Right. Absolutely.
We won't be mad at that by any means, but we definitely do not shy away if somebody's file isn't neat and tidy with a bow and easy to go through. Like, we definitely will work with you. That's one thing with Anthony is he walked you through everything. He's giving you a plan. He's never going to tell you no. He just tells you not right now. But if you do A, B, and C, we'll get the result that we need.
Yes,
absolutely.
right.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of our tipping, so just and another thing is all of us at this table right now have been in the tipping industry at some point, right? Me and Becky met when we first started doing cocktails in our early 20s when I still had legs. And so we understand that industry, and that's a lot of our clients that are listening right now are in the tipping industry. And of course, it's on purpose, anyways, so we have a formula for them. And that's what, you're saying. Listen, you were in the tipping industry. You are still able to purchase the home that you wanted. You weren't told, oh, well, you're approved for $200,000. Well, I can't do anything with $200,000, and I don't even want anything with that, right? And that's just where you're at. So, Anthony and Rebecca guided you guys to, hey, this is what you need to do, and only for 2 months, right?
Yeah.
And you're able to go ahead and get that approval that you and your wife were looking for. Do you mind, how much did you buy your home for?
I believe final closing cost was $460. Sorry.
And that was in Henderson, right?
Yes, that was in Henderson.
Beautiful.
We've been staying in Henderson for the school district, for the area of convenience. I mean, we've got everything Summerlin has. I just kind of think it's at a better price point.
I cannot comment.
I'm not knocking Summerlin. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But you guys got a lot of your wants out of that house. You'd
We
been comfortable
definitely
in
did.
it. You didn't have to move. And I remember you guys talking about how you wanted to have that pool.
Oh,
but
yeah.
you have that big lot that you can put a pool in.
Yes, we do.
Coming soon.
Yes, in the near future.
His wife's making a face.
Hopefully before it hits 110.
Yeah, it's getting there quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's amazing. So let's just recap a little bit. So you got with Rebecca. You initially, I remember this now. Of course, she's my partner, so we're always next to each other. And I remember she said, they want to go look at a rental, but, they do so well. I hate to let them throw money, away. Let me talk to them about purchasing. And then she told me, well, they went through this with this other agent, and she's just treating them really badly, and even said they would never, ever buy. Their lender said they would never, ever buy. And Becky immediately said, I know who to get them with. And she got them with Anthony.
Yes.
And I always tell people, never give up, you guys. If you hear this right now and you've been told no by your bank of 20 years, and you've been told no by this lender, and this real estate sent you to this other lender and they told you no. Listen, it's a 5-minute application that does not even do a hard pull, it's a soft pull, and a conversation with Anthony. This man's never going to tell you no, but he is going to give you a game plan and get you there. Do you agree?
100%. And the thing that was really frustrating when we first initially started this, going through our landlord's realtor and lender, is you look at what you're paying in rent, and you're pretty much paying more than most mortgages are required. And that was the frustrating part, was being told there's absolutely no way, but yet you've been paying consistently every month, which would be like paying for a mortgage, and you don't own the home, and you never know if you actually have that home security, where you have to worry about whether the next day you're going to be told, hey, I'm selling the house and you got to find somewhere else to live.
Or, hey, guess what? I've decided to go up on your rent $500 or $800 because there's no rent cap in Nevada. But besides all that, you guys are now building wealth for yourselves instead of building wealth for someone else.
Absolutely.
I always tell the story, right? I was renting in Centennial Hills before I got my license, right? 5 years back then, rent was only $1,300. And when I got my license, I had bought my first home. Well, I decided to look it up. Why did I do that? That man bought that house for $100,000 in Centennial Hills down the street from the high school. $100,000. Guess what I paid by the time I moved out? $95,000 in rent. I paid for that man's house for him. My voice went out. I was so upset. I paid for the house for him, me and my family. We bought that house for him. And guess what? It was worth $300,000 when we were moving into our first house. So I had to let that go. But I say that to make these listeners that are renting, I hope that makes you mad. Do the math. What is it? $2,000 a month is $72,000 in 3 years of rent.
Yeah.
Why not let yourself make that? I can't save that much money. I don't know about you guys, but what was I in my house? 6-7 years when I sold it? I walked away with over $200,000. So you're either going to walk away with a security deposit, $2,500 if you're lucky. If you have the kids walk around with the phone and they record and they take pictures, right? Or you're going to walk away when you decide to make a move with hundreds of thousands. And that is a huge difference in owning and renting. What did you say, Tayton? Don't get stuck in rental land. If you're just tuning in and you want to get with me or Rebecca, we are a team. We're here to help you. 702-984-3700. 702-984-3700. We are the Welcome Home team. You are listening to the Welcome Home show on 91.5. All right, welcomehomewithmonique.com is a website, and Monique Buchanan Real Estate is a YouTube. Go ahead, Rebecca.
You're hilarious. So after everything is said and done, now you guys have learned that you're not only building wealth for yourselves. I know that we are talking down the road about even getting you guys some investment properties going forward.
Absolutely. That has been something that I've wanted to do probably since I was a young teenager. Was getting to the real estate kind of game, but not on the end of sales.
Yeah.
I grew up working on homes with family business and stuff like that.
Yes,
so
he's very handy, people.
yes, I love the do-it-yourself kind of deals. And for me, the frustration that I've also come across with so many rentals and the places we've lived in our time together, my wife and I have been together for 20 years, married for 10. We move into a home that looks so great on the outside. And then you kind of start looking around at the craftsmanship and you realize it was kind of put together almost like paper mache.
Yeah. Putty house. So you were able to go in and do your own fixes?
So that is something I'm really excited about.
they're working on
we
that
are
house.
working on our house already. We are beautifying it. We are adding what we have always wanted in our home. And
that's what you can't do as a rental.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't make it your own. You got to sit there and try to repaint it if you paint it. And you got to, stick to whatever the seller allows
Yeah.
you to do. Right?
But
Oh,
now
yeah.
I see a whole new confidence in you about going forward and purchasing another property. Where in the
Absolutely.
beginning, you guys were so nervous and weren't sure how this was going to work out. Now I have seen night and day your confidence going forward and now what to...
It's not so scary
Yeah.
anymore to buy
I
a
will
house. is it?
definitely say the level of concern in your life just starts to melt away when you know that you actually have a safe and secure home for you and your family.
I love that. That's good.
You're not worried.
Yeah.
You still have the mundane day-to-day life experiences and expenses that you're always going to have. However, you know that at the end of the day, you have a roof over your head and you're able to provide.
That's
yeah.
really good.
And now going forward, nowadays the average car note is like $700 plus to get a car.
Right? And
You
it's
know what
only
I
going
mean?
up.
That's not an investment.
No, I believe I've heard recently it's more of a liability.
Yes.
Yeah.
To own a vehicle anymore.
Anymore it is, especially as expensive as it is. So, I mean, by the time you do that, you're looking at $700 a month. You know what I mean? Add that up.
That's on the low end.
That is on a very low end anymore because I just bought a truck. I know how that goes. Right? So by the time you're done, I mean, you've gotten enough money where you could go turn that into an investment property. You could go buy a condo
Absolutely.
very easily with what you're paying a car payment for.
Yeah, all day long. In fact, we've seen some for what, 140, 150,000 right near here, which is down the street from the that's going to be the Oakland A's is getting built here.
Yeah.
So think of the potential of that. You can go buy a condo right now. We can sell you a condo 140 and your mortgage on that thing is $700. Well, guess what?
Absolutely.
You can turn around and rent it right now for $1,200, $1,300, $1,400.
Oh, easy.
So
Yeah.
you're making
You're
an
making
additional
money.
$7. So I don't know about you guys, but Beck, we're not getting any younger. I don't know.
I know. Last time I checked, I was not.
And that little pension from culinary is not going to get it.
No, that's not going to carry me. No, ma'am.
So an extra $700 when you're older and retired, you're setting yourself up for success.
Absolutely.
You're setting yourself up that you'll be able to take them grandbabies, not only, to Arizona, but maybe on an international flight, right?
Cruises in the future.
There you go.
Right?
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm with you
I
there.
love a cruise.
I'm with you there.
So Becky, you did great. Did she do great?
She's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I have handed out probably 3 or 4 handfuls of her business cards already. And I'm trying to help some of my younger coworkers and myself. I can't believe I'm now in that age group where I'm
Did you have younger
coworkers.
they're 20
We
years
used to
younger
be
than me
those.
now in the bar and
weird.
new families, young babies.
If
I mean,
only we would have done it when we were
I
20.
know. I wish.
Can you imagine?
well,
But
that's
it
that's
is.
when you get to make all your mistakes in life.
Yeah.
Really learn.
Well, a lot of these kids are smarter than us, though. They have all these platforms that's teaching them about the things we didn't know about finances,
Oh, 100%.
right?
percent
Yeah, they've got a leg up on us, don't they? We had the encyclopedia. They got TikTok.
It's crazy.
You remember the
It's
Rolodex?
crazy.
The Rolodex. Oh, goodness. Well, you guys, Becky, like I said, you did a great job. And I want to thank you both for coming on, even though one was silent.
She's my support.
That's right. And she's great.
And I
support.
want to thank you guys again, as if I don't thank you enough, I hope I do, for trusting me
Yeah.
to
Well,
give you
if
guys
we could
that
trust
little...
you to witness our wedding, obviously we're gonna trust you with
yeah,
getting
but
us into a home
that's one
too.
thing. Going and signing the dotted line on a house is sometimes another. So
Well,
I'm glad
hopefully
you
for
guys
most
put
people
your
out there,
trust in
marriage
me.
is a long-term contract. You know what I mean?
He makes a good point.
This is true. This is true.
Well, you guys, we hope to have you guys on again. And I hope that my listeners out there can appreciate your testimony of your home buying experience. I hope that you're no longer scared to purchase property. Can I say that?
Not at all. we are actually excited for more properties in the future.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people listening, they have this fear in their mind. Like I think I had, you had, Becky, we all had. It just seems so scary to buy. Keep in mind, folks, you're going to have a home warranty. That gives you a little bit of peace of mind. It's just like when you call your landlord, somebody comes out and fixes it. Well, guess what? Your home warranty does the same thing.
Yeah.
Typically $60 charge. You know what I mean? So these are just the little tidbits of things that are put in place when you're a homeowner. They have this commercial that I really can't stand, you know, where the lady's got all these people, they just bought a house and they're like, all these things are going wrong with the house. I'm like, okay, I lived in my house 7 years and I had one thing, my water heater went out. Come on. You know what I mean? But hey, things happen, but it's not as scary. It's actually a true blessing. Like you said, I have a sense of security for my family. I know that, hey, if anything hits the wall, the bank's going to work with you. Not like a landlord. He's going to give you a 5-day pay or quit.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing. When you own your home, you don't feel like you're living in a glass house, worried about bumping into the walls and having to lose that deposit or any of that.
Yeah.
Oh, and one other thing I forgot to ask you.
Yes.
In that $460,000 house, did you guys have to put 20% down?
No, we did not.
Well, wait a minute. But that's what we've heard. You've got to put $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 down.
That was actually one of the other hurdles that we were really, really worried about. And then working with Rebecca and Gennaro and Anthony and finding out that no, that wasn't actually the case. We were able to get into our home without that $20,000 down payment.
Yeah, because that's a big misconception. People think that they have to have that massive down payment, and with the prices going up on the houses and they hear that 20% number that their parents probably drilled into them, they always think that, you know, it's so out of reach.
Right. And we even have zero down programs that we help clients with if they need it. Because at the end of the day, if your back's against the wall and you need to hurry up and get into a home and buy a home before we turn into little LA within the next year or so.
Right.
Because as soon as these rates drop, it's going to be a feeding frenzy.
Oh, yeah.
So I say, hey,
Buy now.
Use one of our down payment assistance programs with zero down, right?
Yeah.
Get yourself in the house and then just refinance.
Yeah.
Once that, you know, the rates do drop. At least now you have secured your property. You don't have to
Absolutely.
fight anybody for your property, right?
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys.
Now it's just a matter of getting to really know the neighbors.
Oh, good old neighbors. But you know what? When people own their homes a lot of times, not to say that renters aren't good neighbors either, but it hits different.
There is
Right.
definitely a stigma around rentals.
Right. So thank you guys both for coming on.
Thank you for
Becky,
having me.
thank you for
I
hosting.
appreciate you.
I'm just going to roll us out with a couple little announcements. Okay. If you are thinking about listing your property, now is the time, you guys. It's a great time right now. Buyers are flooding the market. Our phone is ringing off the hook with buyers, and we have plenty of buyers just within our pipeline that are looking to purchase a home. So if you're thinking about listing your property, we have a shortage of homes here in the Las Vegas Valley. So it is that time of the year, summer. People want to move and then have their kids start their school. So this is a perfect time. So yes, we are here to help you list your property. If you have an ugly or distressed property that you just don't know what to do with, you're getting like stressed out thinking about it, we're here to help you with that as well. We have a buyer that will move all of your stuff for you. Basically, they give you a free move. We can get you a cash offer within 14 days. You can be out of there if you so choose. They also allow you to pick your closing date. So if you need more time, that's fine. We've got you covered. We can help you with that. I know how stressful it is. You know, you walk in these homes, maybe somebody passed away, or hey, maybe they didn't. There's just a lot that needs to be done. The pool is empty. There's no water. You're thinking, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? That's what we specialize in. We will list your property for you, get it sold, or we will get you in the hands of a investor that will take care of you as far as moving the stuff for free, right? So 702-984-3700 is the number if you're thinking about buying or selling. 702-984-3700. And I want to let everybody say happy Saturday and give them a shout out for their weekend before we sign off. Let's roll, Becky.
I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend.
Tayton, what you got?
Hey, everyone,
thoughts.
have a great weekend. Be safe.
Right on. All right, guys, have a blessed weekend.